Hello friends and welcome back to Enterprise Architecture. Now, we made some pretty good progress on our initial cooking in the last episode. We have got a pie made. I'm pretty proud of myself about that. But today, we need to make a little bit more progress along our path to prepare ourselves for winter. It's already May. Fall is just around the corner. Now, eventually, we're going to want to find a location much further south for us to settle, but it's going to be a while before we can do that. So for right now, we need to get ourselves some crops set up here, in addition to the mini farm that we've already got. And also, I'd love to start mining some quartz so that we can build ourselves a greenhouse. So, with no further ado, let's dive right in. Okay, so I need to make ourselves a tier 3 pickaxe. We only have a copper pickaxe right now, and to start mining iron and all the other things, we need the next level. So to that end, we are going to see what we need to make ourselves a full bronze pickaxe. And I think it's 2 and 18. There we go. That makes 1 bronze ingot. So that's what we need to do there. We're going to give it some charcoal. I think 4 pieces should be enough, but I'm not sure. We'll find out pretty quick. And then we just light that up real fast. There we go. Okay, so now we'll just keep an eye on this, and once this is up to temperature, we will be ready to pour it. And there we go. Well over 1100 degrees and ready to be poured. So let's pour that into our pickaxe mold. Put this back down. And that will eventually cool down for us such that we can then do something with it. Now, can I pick this up as is or will it break? I thought I could pick it up. I guess not. Well, I don't want to break it and lose the ingot. I know that there's a way to quench that, but first I want to make sure that this liquid is at least somewhat hardened first. Okay, so our bronze pickaxe head is done at long last, and now we have a bronze pick. This is going to be extremely helpful as we continue to go out and go exploring to find more things that we are going to be mining. So really excited about that. Okay, it is the next morning. So what we're going to do today is start laying out our fields here. So I'm going to give myself just a little bit of space from the back of our building. We'll probably put a door in, maybe on this side or something. We'll figure that out. But this area is going to become our new fields. So for that to work well for us, I do want to bring up the level just a little bit here. And I think all of this is going to be medium fertility soil, which is not the best. We do have a little bit of terra preta down by the lake, which I've been using. But for right now, I'm gonna slum it with this medium fertility soil. I don't think it's gonna be a big problem. But what we are gonna do is we are gonna put our water in the middle of our 3x3 donut blocks that we're gonna make here. So we don't want to have a problem where we're not getting enough moisture and it's slowing down our growing, especially since it's, more than halfway through May at this point. So we're just gonna build this right out the back here. We're gonna give ourselves a little bit of space before we start, but then we're gonna start putting in our fields. So let's go 1, 2, 3 units over here. And then we're just gonna make these donut blocks. Now, I call these donut blocks because I used to play a lot of SimCity, the first SimCity, way back in the day. And they called them donut blocks in SimCity, where you would have an opening in the middle of a block, and you would have, that way, 3 buildings on each side, basically 8 buildings all said and done. And when you built your stuff that way, you could put a park or whatever you wanted in the middle, because all of the buildings were 1 unit big. So that worked out really nicely as an efficient building method, and you could get the best growth rates on your buildings that way. Similarly, we're going to be putting water in the middle of these, so we will be able to get the best growth rates on our crops. Now, it does look like we have a little bit more clearing to do. I didn't clear out quite far enough here. Almost far enough, but not quite. And we do need to put down a bit more dirt still for this last row here. I'm doing 4x4 to start. That might be way more than we need, but I'd rather have a little bit more than have not nearly enough. So let's see here. This is going to come right to this edge, and then I'm going to come over 1 more. and that one more so that we can have a wall around all this. And we still have to make a few more wall blocks, I think. So now we have a pretty good plot. So I'm going to start by, let's see here, I think it's control click. There we go, to make a infinite water source. And then we're going to keep using our infinite water sources all the way around here. There we go. Now we have a pretty good looking start to our farmland. Now the next thing we're going to need to do here is to go ahead and fence this in. Now I need double tall fences, and I had made up a bunch of fences previously, but this is not going to be nearly enough to finish out the entire area. This is going to be a small amount of it. So let's see here. We're going to go over to here and let's just fence this in. Now we want our fences right up to the edge of where our actual farm plots are going to be, because we want all of this to be farmland, and thus we want to prevent things like rabbits from spawning. So we don't want rabbits in here eating all of our crops. So let's go right to here and all the way back around. And I'd put down some ornamental ferns, but they're a little too ornamental and not so useful. So we'll do this, and we're going to make, I think, this area, actually, this will be a gate. We'll make a gate right there. So let's go ahead and take these and double up. Can I still get up on that now that that's behind? Oh, I still can. Okay, that's great to know. And we'll just finish this around. I'm going to have to stop in the middle and make more fence posts, but I'm going to do all of this off camera just because it takes a long time to lay all of these fences out. So I'll see you all back here in just a second when we are getting ready to till our soil. Now we started getting hungry, so I figured this would be a good time also to figure out how we can make our slices of pie. So you put it on the table and you cut it, and then you can cut off a slice of pie and eat it. And there you go. So that only restored, let's see here, 420. I thought that these were supposed to be more. Oh, each slice of the pie gives us about 420. So it looks like the whole pie isn't actually as nourishing and fulfilling as our stew was. That is disappointing. I thought that this is going to be a good source of food, but it's also only a fruit pie, so I guess I shouldn't have expected that so much. Now, back to making our fence posts. Now I do want to build not just these rough fences, but more proper fences once we get a more realistic, fully fledged tree farm built out. But right now we don't have all of that. We're still dealing with just these couple of individual trees that we got while we were out foraging. So I've just got a couple of maple trees here, not really as many as we need to really build out our full tree farm. Now we did plant all of those pine trees about an episode, 2 episodes ago, so that's going to get us in the right direction, but we still have a long way to go before we have a full tree farm. So for right now, we're just doing enough maple logs here just to finish out the one little bit that we've already got. Now, while we're in our tree farm, I did also notice that we had most of our fruit trees die that we transplanted, but we did have a couple of successes here. Let me see if I can find where those are. I think they were over on the other side of this. Here they are. Yeah, we had 2 pink apple trees grow. So all of our pear trees died, nothing else survived, but these 2 stayed up. And you know what? That's pretty good. I will take 2. Oh, actually, here's one of our pear trees. We did get 1 pear tree. That's amazing. Okay, I didn't even see that. So that is a wonderful place for us to be. 3 fruit trees. I will certainly take it. And we'll just come in like this. There we go. That seems to work pretty well. Let's put our gate down here. Can we double gate? Not without both of these being separate. Okay, that's annoying, but we might put in a real door here at some point. Let's take the second gate then instead, and let's find a better place to put that. Maybe all the way down here at this end, kind of getting towards our other farm anyway. Maybe right here? A little further over? Great. We'll put that here. Now, one thing I am worried about with this space is having various animals coming and trying to jump in and get stuff. Now, the walls are high enough that rabbits are not going to be able to jump in there, so that doesn't worry me so much, but they are still going to be attracted to it. Now, I think some animals can still potentially get over that, even if it's 2 blocks high. I'm not positive, but I think I'm going to make myself a rabbit run all the way around this. So by having that little rabbit run, it'll be an easy way for us to catch some rabbits, and obviously that will provide us an additional source of food as well as we need it. So let's go ahead and dig ourselves out here all the way around another little trench, and that will catch, I believe, any rabbits that come down here. Now, this also is going to have the added bonus of catching any monsters that come down here, which is also a constant problem for us. So let's go ahead and make ourselves a couple of ladders real quick. Oh, you know what? I keep thinking I have to go and get a crafting table because I think I'm playing the other block game. We're not playing the other block game. We do not need a crafting table just to make stuff. So there we go. What we do need is more room in our inventory. So we'll deal with that in a second. But let's put a ladder there. Now we can get back out, and we'll do another one on the corner here once we fill this in. Let's see here. Let's do like that. And we'll put one here, and then we're going to put one down at the other end as well. Okay, there's our finished fenced in area. Now let's go and cut a hole in the wall back here for our new door to get into this whole area. One of these back walls is going to have to be sacrificed for that, and I think this corner is what we're going to do here, is put a door in right here. So let's grab our copper pickaxe and let's just cut through here just like this. We will move our firewood somewhere else, maybe over to that corner. We'll figure that out later, but for right now that will work. And now we just want to make another crude door. So I'm gonna have to look that up. Crude door. Oh, that's easy enough. Okay, so we just take 2 of our logs, 3 of our sticks, and our axe. 1 crude door coming up, no problem. So crude door is gonna go, let's see, right here. That opens a little awkwardly, but I think we can live with that. Well, we might move that. I might sort that out in a little bit here. This awkward corner here is not doing us any favors. I might need to bring the bricks forward just a little bit to make this work a little better. There we go, much better. Minor upgrade, this works way easier. Okay, so that's gonna be our exit now. And now the last thing we're gonna wanna do here is go ahead and start putting down our plants. So what are we gonna start with? We have different nutrients that are required for each, and we're gonna wanna rotate these. We have a decent amount of flax. Cabbage is a top priority for us. Cabbage is one of the best items in the game. Soybeans would be the other if we have just one of those. Carrots are fine. Spelt is good. We just really need to pick which of our next grains we're gonna do. We have the most rye. We definitely need as much flax as we can get. So let's start here with our cabbage and our flax, and then we'll work our way around. So we're just gonna till the soil here, and then we just plant. Easy enough. Great. So I'm going to repeat that process for all of our crops here, which is going to take me a while. Oof, those wolves are getting close. You hear that in the background there? And I think actually I'm going to start our flax down on this end because I need a lot of flax. Not just a little flax. We're going to be needing so much flax by the time we're done with this. for windmills and all sorts of various things. So flax is definitely going to go on this end. Okay, so there's all the seeds we have so far planted. Now we're going to go and get a whole bunch more seeds here, I think, in the near future. So this is going to do us just fine for where we're at, but I want to have lots of room for expansion. And again, eventually I want to build a giant greenhouse over the top of this once I can get myself enough of the quartz to do that, which is going to be a considerable amount, but I think this will work pretty well for us. Now, the only thing left to do is deal with this little area here where monsters and whatnot can still spawn. So to that end, I think what we need to do is lay down some sort of a path. Now, I don't remember what the options are here, but I think the wooden path is really the one that we're going to want to use here. So I think we have enough wood that we can do a decent amount of wooden path here. Well, it doesn't look like you can make them with just any boards here. So when I look at my path in the crafting guide here, it looks like only aged boards can be used to make a wooden path. I don't know why that is. Well, that is a shame. I wish I could make wooden paths. So, given that wooden paths are right out for us, I guess we do have to walk that back and instead use our stones. So maybe I'm just doing something wrong there. I'll have to look into it later. But let's just go ahead and use our chert stone for now, because we have a lot of it, and we're not really using chert for anything. So let's see here. I think just like that, we're just going to stone this whole path until the path is indeed fully stoned. There we go. Nice and stoned. Now, I did want to mention with these donut blocks, if I didn't make this clear previously, you want to have these closer together like this because anything past the immediate vicinity of the water block has a lower growth rate. So you can see this has 75% moisture. This block here, if I tilled it, would have 50% moisture. So this has speeded up growing because it has a higher moisture level. So in general, that means this is going to grow the crops the fastest because they are the closest to the water possible. There's no reason you can't put them further out, but I just like really fast growing crops whenever I can. So this will be a good way to do that. One last thing I want to do before I go to sleep and before I forget about it. Some of my ingredients here, unfortunately, are perishable. And I'm realizing now what I really need to do is move a lot of these out of the way. Just like so. And actually put these underground, because I believe that way it's going to make it into a cellar, and cellars hold food longer. Now, let's dig out where we had these previously. And I believe what we want to do here is have a little ledge so that we can put them underneath here. Put that there. And if we take these and put them like this, let's see here. That says perishable for 5 days. So if I put stairs in here, it still says for 5 days. Let's put the rest of these and see if this works. $16. Okay, yeah, so that did exactly what we wanted. This now thinks that it is completely dark in there, and that's going to save everything for a lot longer. But we are getting a bunch more rot here, so we do need to speed up how fast we are cooking some of these things. Okay, great. It is now the next morning. We have cooked ourselves some breakfast. We've eaten some breakfast. And we do need to be careful when we are exiting our farm here. And you can see we already have a bunch of rabbits here. We have some foxes. And they're trying to jump out and they can't quite jump out. Whoa! Look at all of those rabbits. Well, we are making some pretty good progress in our homesteading. We've got our field all set up and we are ready to start our preparations for fall and then into winter. So we are way ahead of the game. So I think that's a pretty good place to stop this episode. Thanks again for watching Enterprise Architecture, and we'll see you back here next time. Bye, friends.